Do a video on the free Mcboot. This is for my PlayStation 2. There's a few ways you can do it. You can do it with the hard drive, as you see your hard drive's attached to the back. You can also do it with the MXISO. I'm just going to show you the hard drive method right now. So when the machine boots up, you have these menus. You basically use the controller. It's already set up. All my cards, I go ahead and update this OpenPL. And it's going to have two versions. There's one farther down you can use as well. They both have the latest version on there. This one's I've already updated. It's going to take a second to boot. So this is actually set up to already boot off the hard drive. So it should pull the games automatically. But on occasion, sometimes it boots up and it won't pull the games. This is obviously working correctly. So in order to pull the games, you hit the start button and you have, this is the settings. So you press X in the settings. And let's just kind of go over the settings you need. Let me back up a little so you can see it. So let me just explain it. So you really don't want the PS2 logo every time you boot up, so I have that turned off. The hard drive game cache list you can have on or off. It really doesn't matter. You don't need setting these paths. The write operation, I'm going to go ahead and actually turn this on. Remember last played, you can also turn that on if you want. I don't really turn it on. I don't really care. You don't have to set any of these prefixes. You can set your hard drive spin mode if you want. This is what you want to do is you want to make sure your BDM start mode set to auto. And you actually move over to set these devices. So you press X on these devices. And basically this is you turning everything on. So for me, I want the iLink is the network adapter on. If you want to use MXISO, you want to also turn it on. And then if you want the hard drive to work, you turn it on. But it's already set up to run. So you just leave those on. You got to hit OK. And then again, going back to settings. If you notice it didn't take it, you want to make sure you save these settings. So you're going to go in all the way to the bottom. My TV is actually cut off here. So I have it set to hard drive mode auto. This is for the network application. We don't want to do that. I obviously want to default to the hard drive games. But if you notice, I'm scrolling down one more scroll. You don't see anything. This is actually the save menu. Your TV's not going to be cut off. So I just hit save. And then as soon as you're done with that, you have to go. If you want to have the artwork, you go to display settings. And this is if you want to turn the artwork on. Automatic refresh you can have on, I guess. And then I turned artwork on. Again, you scroll all the way down to the menu. Whatever options you want, you hit OK. And then the main thing here is once you're done with everything, you want to go ahead and hit X and save changes and wait for this to finish. Once it says it's saved to the MC, that's the memory card 0. So it's saved to your memory card, which is what you want. And it's going to have all this stuff. And then you just basically, if you want to go back, you can hit the O button or you can exit or power off. And I'm just going to hit back. And now we have, this is off the hard drive. This is, you can basically play any game you want. And then when you're done playing, you hit the two top buttons. You need two hands for this. So both fingers on this side, with your other hand on this side, and then you hit start and select at the same time, and that will exit you out the game. Or you turn it off, and really up to you, but you got to think it's like a hard drive. So say you want to play Bully, for example, off this. So you just hit X. It will say loading config. This is where it takes a little bit of time. So this is basically loading the PlayStation game off the hard drive in this case. It's pretty fast. Hard drive is by far the fastest. SD is pretty fast. USB is also a little bit slow. I'll make another video on how to do that. So yeah, basically you can play. Yeah, and all the games run off your PlayStation 2 off a hard drive. It's pretty cool. And this is how to use the FMB for the PlayStation 2. If you're interested in getting one, I'll leave a link in the description below on exactly how I set this up.